Of course, we need to use AI to do security. Data sovereignty is going to be a big concern. Data become the foundation of any application. For hacker, the easiest way is to hack the people rather than hack the system. Every organization who want to use AI need to build their own agent. That is probably the most important thing in being in business. You need to define what problem you want to solve and then choose the right solution for that problem. Actually, when I became CEO 20 years ago, there was a project I named it called Minority Report. That was my dream.
Bonjour et bienvenue sur notre nouvel épisode de l'angle d'attaque, l'émission stratégie, business et cybersécurité de RISKINTEL Média. Aujourd'hui, nous recevons un invité très spécial qui est Eva Chen, la CEO et cofondatrice de Trend Micro. Cet épisode sera exceptionnellement en anglais, mais vous avez les sous-titres qui sont disponibles. Pour ceux qui nous suivent depuis un moment, n'hésitez pas à commenter, liker, nous dire ce que vous en pensez, ça nous donne de la force et ça nous permet de vous proposer un contenu toujours de qualité. Hello, Eva Chen. I'm very happy to have you with us in our Fishing for Insight RISKINTEL Media episode. We're going to talk about cybersecurity and AI, but first I want to come back on your journey. You have such an impressive resume, and it's very hard and not often to find a woman CEO and co-founders of tech companies. So how did you come into this place?
I think in a simple way at first, I didn't know it was so hard. And I was tricked by my crazy brother-in-law, which my sister married to. But I'm really glad that I onto this journey, and I really love and enjoy the whole work, especially, 35 years ago, it was just the beginning of the PC industry, and then it evolved. The whole information technology evolved. I feel this is such a beautiful thing that happened in the human beings because we can now freely exchange and learn much more information than before. And it helped a lot of kids in the rural area that no matter where they are, they can learn now. So I was very happy and very thankful that I have the opportunity to participate in this information technology evolving innovation age.
You have a very unique trajectory because you started with philosophy and then you went to tech. So how did you went from philosophy to tech and why?
Well, at first I studied philosophy because I really like to find some rules that can explain everything, and I like that beautiful, simplified way of looking at the earth or looking at the life that you have one way, one theory to explain everything. And actually, mathematics is something like that, right?
Yes.
On the Plato's school, the door says that if you don't understand mathematics, don't enter this door. That's philosophy. Philosophy has a lot to do with mathematics and also with the way you call it inferencing. Today's AI, inferencing. You know one thing and then from there you derive the whole theory about it, right? So I think philosophy is something that teach me how to think and that helped me, even though it's not like I study computer science or those theory, but it helped me how to think and how to define a question and find an answer. That is probably the most important thing in being in business. You need to define what problem you want to solve and then choose the right solution for that problem.
Wow. So let's talk about the expertise side. And we're going to talk about AI, cybersecurity, and AI is such a big word in cybersecurity fields in 2023. We're talking about it, how it's going to reinvent the cybersecurity field. And let's start with a prediction from Jensen Huang, the CEO of NVIDIA, who seems to think that AI that truly think will need 1,000 times over computing power than today, and that it will drive up the spending on tech and infrastructure. He also forecasted that the spending on tech and infrastructure will go up as much as $1 trillion per year, and that NVIDIA will capture most of it. Do you think that it's a bit ambitious, or do you agree with this forecast?
I think I agree with this forecast, not specifically about the number, but direction-wise. I think nobody can deny the power of AI is going to change our society and change the way we work and change the way we live, right? Just like nowadays, can you imagine we live without a phone, without a mobile phone? In the future, very soon, you cannot imagine that we can live without AI, no matter in medical field or in manufacture or in our daily life.
Yeah, I think we are so used now to using it on a daily basis for everything and anything that, as you said, the same way as phones or even social media, it's really hard to back off from it.
Right.
How will these changes affect Trend Micro strategy globally?
I think there's two things that will affect Trend Micro. First of all, of course, we need to use AI to do security because hackers, the bad guys, already using AI, right? If we don't use AI, we will not be able to catch up. And the second part is that AI actually is changing the whole software stack, the software structure, architecture, and therefore there will be a lot more places that we need to place security onto it. And that's what in the past 2 years, we were like on a flywheel. We kept on coming up with new solution because AI's infrastructure is very important. Cybersecurity actually is all about software stack, right? Nobody really, like, we don't call stealing a computer hardware as a cybersecurity problem. It's the software that is prompt to be problem. And AI changed the software stack. That's what Trend Micro need to take the opportunity and the responsibility as a cybersecurity company to secure this very important new infrastructure.
In a now fractured market and a lot of uncertainty in a geopolitical level, how do you operate such a large-scale company in today's reality?
I always believe that if you focus on the problem your customer have, then you just manage the problem. You don't manage people or manage the business. You just manage the problem that you are solving for customer. So today, I think customer has several problems. First, I think data sovereignty is going to be a big concern for any country or any organization because data is the key for AI. Right? It breaks everything. Now, before the software stack is you have network, you have operating system, and then you have your application developed on top of it. And then the application are using the data to create knowledge. So you have HR system, financial system, MDR system, all of the different system has their own data. Right? That's the traditional way. But now the new AI is taking all this data back into the hardware, directly integrate with hardware, what Jensen Huang was talking about. The hardware GPU, the computing power is enough to make sense of all of this data. And therefore, data become the foundation of any application. And that is why I think the AI will change a lot of perspective and how people are trying to solve this, not solve the AI problem, but utilizing AI to gain all this new knowledge from data. And therefore, I think the new problem is how are you going to make sure the data that is the crown jewelry of every organization can be protected and well used by AI?
Let's dive in a little bit on what you said. In a recent report, I saw that you shared your core belief that AI will transform the software and how we think it. For you, AI is the new way to build software. So I wanted to share a diagram, which is the AI software stack. And can you give us some more detail on this diagram and also what this shift really means?
I think this shift, as I explained, traditional way is hardware network operating system, and then application that build on the operating system, and then application control the data. Industry is all about how do you transfer bits and bytes data into information that human being can understand and utilize, right? So before, this whole stack is like this, and each of the data is belong to the different application, and I call them in the data silo. But now, with AI, you take all the data, no matter is financial data or is the R&D coding or all of the different data are put directly into the AI, Gen AI engine. And the Gen AI will make sense of this data and become the so-called AI factory. It generates intelligence, right? So software will be built. The AI software application is directly using the data to create the usage for people.
And could you give us an example of how it manifests in a business workflow?
I maybe use a very funny example, okay? In Trend Micro, we have the cash performance bonus, and it links to our the profit generation, how much profit we generate, right? So when we start to implement Gen AI, Copilot, and one of the engineer was very innocently was asking like, so how can I increase my cash performance bonus? And the AI would come out and answer, say, just reduce your CEO salary. Think that's the HR data that should not be assets, right?
Yeah.
But this was a joke because my salary isn't that high, but this was just, the truth is when you break the data silo, now all this data are combined together, then you need to rethink how do you do the data assets? How do you it generate good, because break the data silo, then you can create new intelligence, new understanding of your business. But then you also need to think of a new way to, I call it contextual aware data access control.
And this shift, how do you think it will affect the way we do cybersecurity or impact the attack surface?
It will be both. It will be both. Because for cybersecurity, before it's mainly on the software bug. You have the vulnerability on the software, the hacker will utilize that. But now it's almost like a psychology games. The hacker can just use all type of prompt and try to let the AI come out with the answer that it can use, right? So I think a lot of people knows about all this prompt injection and also the distiller way of coming up. We call it the grandmom story, right? It's supposedly AI should not answer how to make a bomb.
Yeah.
But if you tell the AI a story about my grandmom was working in a chemistry factory and used to tell me the story as all of this nonsense, it will treat the AI to tell you this, how the grandmom make the bomb.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, you will jailbreak it.
Yes, jailbreak it.
Let's look at this diagram. I really appreciate it because it showcases the link between the risk and AI. We often think as user as the first line of exposure. Why?
Because users are the one that using data, right? And make sense of data and spread the data. So actually, for hacker, the easiest way is to hack the people rather than hack the system. So I think until now, the easiest way to get attack start is through a phishing email, right? It's just send an email. Oh, I saw your Facebook and I was your high school friend. I want to be friends with you again. All of this will become the first wave of the attack. And once the people believe this person is trustable, then a lot of information can be leaked. Or through that connection, their device could be compromised and their ID are compromised, and then they can hack into the organization's most important system that way. So yes, human beings are the biggest risk, the weakest link.
And do you think that shadow AI is a risk that is underestimated right now?
You say shadow AI means that all the people in the company are using some sort of AI tool that their IT people don't know. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Yes, I think that is one of the risks, but not the only risk. Even if you limit all of those AI usage for your employee, you still cannot stop them from using OpenAI, but then unfortunately posting all the source code onto OpenAI to ask questions, right? So yes, that is one of the problems, but I think the solution for that problem is not trying to limit your employees' use of AI, because that will limit your company's capability. And I think there's better way to build all this security on the data layer, on the AI model layer, or the AI access gateway level. You can build several layers of the security, and that is what this architecture was talking about. We can think about from user using AI, what is each layer and what is the risk associated with each layer, and put in appropriate security measure for it.
I was talking with some of experts in AI, and they all said to me the same thing, which is, Yasmin, when we created AI, we were so focused on being efficient that we forgot about security of the AI. So AI is flawed in some ways. So do you think we need to protect AI, and against what exactly?
I think we should protect AI, but it's not about the AI itself. I think the AI model itself, the AI model creator, they should have their own guardrail. But each of the company, when they utilizing AI, they need to utilize agentic AI capability and build the agent. I call it, country has country law, but every family has the mother's law, right? So every organization, you need to utilize agent capability to filter the AI usage and the AI prompt and response. All of this need to be filtered and build your own company rule to it. That's the new way of utilizing AI. So I think agentic AI is a very important architecture, and every organization who want to use AI need to build their own agent.
And cybersecurity traditionally stems from observing how hackers move, operate, their habits. Do you think we can have maybe an AI that can simulate these attackers operating and use it to better our defense? And I'm thinking about the role of digital twins. You talked to me a little bit about it.
Yes.
Can you give me more information?
Yes. Just take this example, right? Every organization would do pen test.
Yeah.
But when you do this attack, you cannot attack on the real operation, because if you screw up, your whole operation die, right? So actually that pen test is not not in the real world. But if you think about that, you can create a virtual environment that simulates all your information flow, not just this server, that server, but your whole organization. There's accounts, there's email flows, and there's all the access to all the different cloud and server. All of this cyber assets plus their relationship build into a model. That is what I call digital twin for IT, or digital twin for your organization's information flow. I sometimes call it like if you think AI is your brain, the company's brain, then the digital twin is like your nerve system. Okay. How the signal are exchanged in your organization. If you can build that, then you can do your cybersecurity much better, because you can simulate if this attack happened, then what is my weakest link in this whole operation? And you can place your resources and your budget at the right place, right? You can quantify your cybersecurity risk and then make sure that you will spend your money and time into that.
Which is very important, because we know that companies need ROI, KPIs, numbers, right?
Yes.
So you were talking earlier about agentic AI, and obviously I wanted to go further more on these topics. So where agentic AI come into this picture, and maybe give us the difference between AI assistant and agentic AI?
I think assistant AI is like if you have a question, I try to answer it better and get all the information. But agentic AI is something that it will automatically adjust itself, and then it will learn by itself, and that is much more intelligent to do. So, for instance, in Trend Micro, what we have the agent. First, the digital twin part is one of the agent, right? And then the threat intelligence that we have, we actually train cybersecurity and specialize, understand all the threat actors act, and that's the threat intelligence agent. And then combine with our own knowledge about how each of the security, when the attack happens, what the response can be done, all of this combined together. And then when we can simulate attacks, when the attack happens, then we can, it almost like daily drill of the pen test, right? And kept on evolving the company's cybersecurity risk. We can let the cybersecurity risk reduced by practicing all of this agentic AI that was working together with the total Gen AI capability.
At the beginning of this interview, I was talking about NVIDIA, which wasn't really a coincidence. You have a partnership with NVIDIA. Yes. Can you tell me more about this partnership? Is it AI for cybersecurity or cybersecurity for AI?
I think it is both. We do. Trend Micro has a very famous organization within us called ZDI. That's the Zero Day Initiative. We are the world's largest Zero Day. We report to all the vendors, and we report all this Zero Day vulnerability. One of them, we report to NVIDIA. They ask us to make sure that we report all this AI infrastructure's vulnerability. So that part is security for AI, and we work closely with NVIDIA on the container, their NIM, and their infrastructure part. But the other part is cybersecurity using AI. Like what I described, this digital twin, actually, when I became CEO 20 years ago, there was a project I named it called Minority Report. That was my dream. I want to do the future cop. I want to stop the hackers before the criminal happened, right? But I wasn't able to do it because if you want to analyze so much data, then there's not enough computing power. Until now, when the Gen AI come out, the GPU is possible, and now I can create the digital twin. And that is the part that we work with NVIDIA very closely, because that computing power enable us to do cybersecurity much more efficiently and much more. We have the chance to be proactive. Before, cybersecurity is, I sometimes feel like we are the sitting duck. We're waiting for the attack to happen, and we try to defense and respond, and then try to clean up the mess. But what if you can do more proactively before the attack happens? You already know where is your biggest risk, and you can mitigate that. I think that is the game changer for cybersecurity. That's why I'm very excited to work with NVIDIA, such as using their NIM structure to deploy the agentic AI, and also utilizing their DPU to come up with the faster way of analyzing all of this data.
I agree with what you're saying, because most of the experts that I have on my show have the same frustration, meaning that we are sitting ducks, as you said it very well. We cannot defend ourselves the best way. We are just waiting that something happens and we need to react, and it's very frustrating for someone. So what you're saying is very interesting, because hopefully in the near future we will be able to defend ourselves and to be more proactive in this game. So everything you said to me was very interesting, and what I understand is that we are at a turning point. We are shifting. So can you tell me what is Trend Micro strategy, meaning how this ecosystem is going to evolve, how the customer will change, how cybersecurity is going to be tomorrow? What is your strategy?
Our strategy is that we want to provide the total visibility and the cyber risk quantification for our customers, so that they can know what is the digital twin is the concept, right? You can see all your environment. There's so many times that our customer get attacked, and they were like, I didn't even know I have a server in there, right? I didn't even know that those data was exposed there. If we can use AI to give them the total visibility about all their cyber risk and their security posture and their most important data, where they're sitting at, then they can have a better way of deciding how they want to put their defense. The defense should be a strategy of the customers, and they can use this to do proactive cybersecurity. That's what Trend Micro's strategy. But I must say, my biggest struggle maybe is Trend Micro has, we are 35 years now. We focus on cybersecurity. We start with antivirus for the desktop machine, and then we move to antivirus on server. We were, again, the first to come up with gateway security for internet, and then the cloud security for the workload. So all the way, we has been there. But unfortunately, maybe we work too well and being there too long, that people sometimes still have the image of like, oh, Trend Micro, that old antivirus company, while we already evolved, move on. And I believe our platform is the best strategy. That is the Vision One. We call it Vision One because we want to provide the best visibility for our customer, and then they can do the proactive cybersecurity.
Yeah, to understand exactly what you do and how you grow actually in the past 35 years. Well, Eva Chen, thank you very much for all your insight. It was, wow, amazing to have you with us. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoy it, and I hope I will have you on our podcast for another episode.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me here.
Alors c'était un épisode de l'angle d'attaque, notre émission stratégie business et cybersécurité. Nous avons reçu donc Eva Chen qui nous a éclairé sur leur stratégie en cybersécurité, l'avènement de l'IA et le futur de la tech. J'espère que l'épisode vous a plu. N'hésitez pas à commenter, liker, partager. On a toujours envie de savoir ce que vous en avez pensé et ça nous donne de la force.